Hello, it's Ady G6AD with a shack tour. We're going to start off up on the wall. Here you can see some of the ARRL awards I've collected over the last few years. CQWPX, I'm sure you recognise Worked All States, and the DXCC award. Depending on which logging program you support, depends on how many DXCCs they say you've got. I'm around 266 at the moment, about 250 something confirmed, and I try to get as many new ones as possible. It's a little competition against myself. The certificate you can see on the wall there was awarded for passing my full amateur radio licence in the UK back in October 2019. That little picture the kids had done for me at the back of my car for a present, my pride and joy, my Mercedes. That's a little bit of fun there. I am retired from work these days, but a full-time professional granddad. That's the ubiquitous world prefix map. Every shack should have one. I have to put the glasses on these days to read some of the smaller print, I've got to be honest, but a great tool on the wall. Now a confession, I do have a microphone addiction. I'll show you a few of the headsets I've got at the moment. This is the Radio Sport RS60CF Deluxe Dream Edition. Very nice, solid piece of kit. Quite heavy. That red button is a PPT, although I prefer to use the foot switch these days. Very nice, very nice, very good quality audio through the headset. This is an olden but a good one. This is an old Heil ProSet Plus. Fantastic headset. It's been repaired and replaced over the years with various bits. The headband's been replaced, the cable has been replaced, and the little switch, but it continues to give good service. And the great thing about this one is under the windsock there is a switch. This one is equipped with two elements, HC4 and HC5 for DX and RAD2, switchable on the little switch. Great piece of equipment. Here you can see my amplifier, which is an Acon 1000. Comfortably does the UK full legal of 400 watts, lots of headroom there if it was pushed harder. Manual tune, of course I'd love to have an automatic one, but this is just a solid, reliable amp. Uses the GU74B tetrode, fantastic. Over here you can see a switch, that's the Ameritron 5-way switch, RCS 8V. That's controlling the main feed line that goes out to my tower, which is Messi and Poloni EcoFlex 15. Connected to the switch on the tower at the moment is an 80-metre wire loop, the 40-metre dipole, which is on top of the hex beam, and the 6-band hex beam on position 5, you can see there. Below it is my main SWR and power meter. That's a Daiwa, Charlie November 901. That does HF and 2 meters. It's got illumination, which you can switch on or off, personal preference, selectable power levels on the meter, and also at the bottom you can select average power display or peak envelope power. Great when you're working SSB and you want to see how well you're driving. Next to it here you can see a couple of rotator controllers. The bottom one is a Create from Japan RC51, fully functioning but not actually connected to any antenna at the moment. Above it is the Yaesu G450C. That's turning the hex beam with the 40-metre dipole kit on top. Just above here you can see Mr. Bones. Hello Mr. Bones. He's looking after my current headset of choice, which is a Heil Pro 7. I've really got that dialed in now on the EQ in the radio, and getting some great audio reports. The switch on the desk there is an Alpha Delta 4 position. The main feed line is on position 1, going to the Ellicraft. The common goes to the amplifier, of course, and on position 4 I've got just that loose fly lead for connecting the antenna analyzer, all other equipment. So on position 4 I can connect the analyzer, go back to the switch, choose one of the antennas and just check that everything's okay. Behind there, in that frame, is one of my prized possessions. That is an original G6AD QSL card from 1946, and I have to say a big thank you to Keith. Keith is a QSL card collector. I struck up a conversation with Keith at Friedrichshafen Ham Radio Show. I told him I was looking for a card to display in the shack. He thought he might have one. Anyway, a couple of weeks later that turned up in the post, and I was absolutely chuffed to bits with that, so thank you Keith for supplying me with that. Moving across here, the Alycraft K4D. The K4D being the dual receiver version of the K4, which is a single receiver version. This one is also specified with the Cat4 ATU built in. I use that generally on the 80 meter wire loop because it's actually cut and tuned for the top end of the 80 meter phone band here in the UK. And as you go further and further down towards the CW section, the match is not great. So I have to put the ATU in line, and that does come in very useful. Over here, you can see a work of art. That is a Bagali Signature Gold Edition dual paddle, magnetic dual paddle CW key. It's got the G6AD call sign engraved in the corner there. An absolute work of art. Beautiful, beautiful paddle. There's a little power supply which is running the K4. That's an Alinco 30 amp, variable voltage. You can switch it in the adjust mode or a standard 13.8 output. It's got a very, very small footprint, as you can probably see, which I like on the desktop. Keyboard, mouse and computer we'll cover on another video, I think. And just to finish off, here on the main monitor, you can see I've got a web browser open on the left with my go-to DX cluster, DX Heat. I always have that open when I'm on the radio. I also have a qrz.com open, which is on the other tab. You can't see it at the moment. If I'm in contest mode, I like to use N1 MM+, my go-to contest software. And the main panel you can see there is cat control software, a Win 4K suite. An amazingly powerful tool. You're just seeing the front screen there at the moment, but behind on the back end, it's a very, very powerful tool. There are 6 virtual radio ports built into the software for connecting third-party software. For example, I've run Cat Control, CW Skimmer, WS-JTX, all simultaneously, all through the back end of the extra ports that software provides. And you can see audio spectrum, you can see the full waterfall display supplied from the K4, VFO A and B at the same time if you prefer with the waterfall. It's an amazingly powerful tool. Maybe that one's for another day as well. The only other controller I have in here is just tucked right at the back of there. It's an old Altai antenna rotator, and that is turning a Wellbrook loop, a receive only Wellbrook loop, which is outside on a short pole. I use that generally in diversity reception. So if I want to listen on the loop simultaneously in the right ear and the main transmit antenna in the left ear, I can do that, and vice versa. Very, very interesting to experience QSB in the headphones on 2 different antennas, let me tell you. Great fun and interesting at the same time. Well, we'll do a part 2 and probably a part 3. There's a lot more radios and accessories, and I'm also thinking perhaps of showing you in real time how I use the software in casual QSO mode, DX chasing, and also in the contest environment. So for now, thanks for looking. I hope you found that interesting. 7.3 from Ady G6AD.